Coming off an absolutely massive win in the Battle of SoFi, we took on the Chargers. We were just hitting it on all cylinders. Running game did pretty well, passing game did really well, defense played very well, and we ended up getting a massive dub, our first of the season. And that is where we continue on today with our first divisional game taking on the Seahawks. It'll be at home. It's where we just played our best game. However, we do have a couple practice injuries that are really gonna hurt. In this Seahawks game, we will be missing Kyren Williams, one of our backup running backs, but Corey Davis as well, who has been our main receiver with back-to-back 100-plus yard games. Bo Harold, our rookie quarterback, is surely going to miss Corey Davis. So in his stead, we're going to see a lot more of Chase Claypool on the outside, and then the second-year receiver in Nakua will come in and play the slot. Hopefully that doesn't slow down this offense. They were looking pretty good last week. Just want to continue to grow upon that as we jump on into today's game against the Seahawks. And as we get this game underway, we will be back returning. Connor Weddington will wave for the fair catch. Our offense will head out at the 25 behind a absolutely dominant showing last week with some good play through the air and on the ground. We're going to look to see hopefully both coming through, though. Would like to turn around this negative touchdown to interception ratio. That being said, Bo Harold did also rush for 2 touchdowns last week, both of which were just dives, as Akers had a lane to the outside, but get caught in between a defender, and his fullback definitely didn't help out. And while Akers did almost run for $150 last week, a lot of those yards came late on in a massive run. So hopefully we'll see some more, as the first pass is inaccurate to Claypool. Again, that connection that Harold was building with Davis was looking really good. He was first and foremost the #1 target. Now as we move forward without him, we'll see how the team does. As we go downfield, we have Claypool again, but tipped away by Witherspoon. We'll have to punt from here. Now Geno in his 3rd year starting here with the Seahawks. Year 1, really good for him. Year 2, not as good. And as we get started here, pretty early on with a good tackle for a loss, Byron Young. But on this young season, speaking of young, Geno not doing too hot. 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So we'll see if we could add on any more to that tally as they go downfield, and Debo almost gets that one that we were looking for. He had the interception week 1. Didn't have any last week, but was pretty good in coverage. As we send the quick blitz to the outside again, Debo breaks it up, intended for Tyler Lockett. And just as we went 3 and out, so will the Seahawks. So as the offense heads out for our second drive, we start back at the 34, hoping for something a little bit better than what we saw in drive 1. As we start from shotgun, it's Akers going nowhere. Brooks really read that the whole way. Though we do get a gain of 2, it's 2nd and 8. We're going to bring over the sophomore receiver. He's going to take the jet sweep, stick that foot in the ground, try to get a juke, does break some tackles, try to get back outside, but just gets swallowed up. Will still be a good gain, leaving 3rd and inches. And from there, we'll head out with the heavy set. A strong I formation going to follow behind WR1, who helps not really lead much of any way, because we get stuffed at the line, no gain. But as we're close to midfield, we're going to go for it. 4th and inches. Bo Harold will lean forward and pick up the first down. That's how he scored both of his touchdowns last week. Definitely nowhere near as fancy as the tush push, as it's known to be called apparently nowadays. Interesting name, but just as effective. As we try to go downfield, hit comes in, ball well short, and this looks like it might be a pick 6. Bo Harold in pursuit, dives coming up empty. We saw that happen nearly a couple times last week. The hit timed up at the perfect time. This time comes back to bite us, as I believe that was Wosu. Right when that ball was released, came up about 10-15 yards short. I feel like that is becoming a common occurrence here in Madden 24, at least more than in any other previous Maddens. As we have a 1st and 10 trying to bounce back, Akers bounces to the outside, will pick up 4. And now the Seahawks potentially bringing some pressure. They bring down the safety to that left-hand side. We'll have some play action roll out. We had our tight end in Parkinson, but another overthrow. So it's definitely not been a great start for the young quarterback in Bo Harold. As we have a 3rd and 6, try to set up the halfback screen, but no time. Another sack and another punt. So as the Seahawks offense takes the field for their 2nd drive, they're up a score despite punting, going 3 and out their 1st drive. It's been all defense so far, with a big hit there from Jones, gain of 3 for McIntosh. A little spread a little bit wider here on 2nd and 7. 2 out to that left, 1 to the right. Be some play action. Trying to set up some play across the middle. Instead, no tight end wide open to the outside. Bad angle from Adebo, but 3 other defenders will quickly get the tackle. But a massive gain for Disley. We saw how big a game Trey McBride had against us last week. As we do send the quick blitz, quick throw from Geno. It's a gain of 2 to DK. Though we'll stick with the same look here on 2nd and 8. With that double A-gap form, we send the quick blitz. It's all picked up, and they will find their Disley tight end downfield spinning out. I want to say that was Durant, who will get the tackle down at the 2. So back-to-back massive plays from the tight ends, and that position group continues to give us problems this season. As they'll go with another run down the middle. It's the rookie, not actually 2nd-year player, because we are 1 year on. As Disley shaken up after his back-to-back big plays, will head off the field with an apparent wrist injury. But Charbonnet just a little bit short, actually loses about half a yard. As we'll squeeze down the line once again, they go with a toss to the outside. Murray is there, slows him down, but does not get the tackle. He will regain that lost yard. But on 3rd and goal, looking for another stop. Charbonnet gets smacked at the goal line. It's Murray Jr. And the defense will force just the field goal, though it will still put the Seahawks up by 2 scores. As the snap is back, kick is up, and it is going to be 10-0. So the defense appears to be picking up where they left off last week, but the offense definitely struggling without our number 1 receiver, as we're trying to get the ball through Akers downfield, and we just net 4 on play 1, which also sends us into the 2nd quarter, needing points to end this drive. As we start with 2nd and 6. Go with a quick stop across the middle. It's going to be Parkinson cutting back towards the right, picking up the 1st down to the 31. Only the 2nd completed pass for our offense today. As we'll continue through Akers, trying to find some space down the middle. Strong run on 1st down, gain of 5. Seahawks definitely a blitzing team as they do bring down Jamal Adams to that right-hand side. Though they do not blitz him. We'll go, or try to go to Tanyan. Another bad pass. So something off with Harold today. Whether it's the shakeup at the receiver group or who knows, some rookie problems. As that's going to be another pass overthrown to an open target. We'll have to punt again. And at least ends up being a good punt, pushing them all the way back inside their own 20. Barely, but we'll take it with a play action. They're going to flood one side of the field, go deep the opposite way, and in between 2 different defenders and a receiver. Looked like we maybe were about to see the first interception for the rookie Rice, but instead, ball hits the turf. 2nd and 10 from Pistol. Right across the middle, they will find their target with a 1st down up to the 35. Defense right now getting a couple good plays, then letting some up. So just need to clean that up a little bit. As it is 1st and 10 now. Going to be another pass. Geno to DK, who cuts. Not going to get by Durant. Good open field tackle. But is still another 1st down. This time just shy of the midfield line. Coming out with 3 tight ends all to their right-hand side. Looking for a cutback to the left. McIntosh with space. Incoming defender J-Ron Curse gets the stop, but it's another chunk play for the Seahawks offense. Defense has been able to bow up when we've gotten inside the 20, but I would prefer for them not to be inside the red zone. With now a stretch to the outside, Adebo will stand him up and put him down. And with us struggling a little bit with the tight ends as Disley is back for the Seahawks. I'm going to try to run a little bit more of some man coverage, though Adebo a little slow on that quick cut by Lockett will be another first. Though Lockett is a tremendous receiver. I feel like one of the more generally underappreciated of really anyone, as they go right back to it. This time we were in zone, and it beats it. So as they work the ball down just outside the 10. Going back to the double A gap look, we send the quick blitz, but they keep picking them all up, and Disley will hold on to it. Seahawks go up 3 scores as Durant couldn't knock it away. Now this feels like a really important drive for the remainder of this game. As we come out down 17-0, we start at the 25. Trying to set up the halfback screen. We do get it out this time, just not quite picking up the blocks, but do still gain some yards. But Cam Akers a little bit shaken up on the play. And that'll leave us with just one running back in Evans in his second season. Really need him to stay healthy in this one as he does pick up the first down for us. We saw prior to the kickoff that Kyron Williams did suffer a practice injury. Then with the injury to Cam Akers leaves us rather thin. With a pass to the outside is slightly overthrown once again. Now it's not like the rookie quarterback is getting a clean pocket for most of these. A lot of the time under pressure as we send the receiver in motion, try to get to the outside. Good block that time, Claypool cutting up first down, shakes a tackler, still headed down the sideline, though not gonna outrun Williams with fantastic pursuit, but a big play for the sophomore receiver. Just fantastic as he shook the shoulder tackle from Jamal Adams on his way downfield. Try to get this ball off quickly, though, as the turn happens, the hit comes in, another sack. The line held up well last week, though. That does not appear to be the same this week, as we'll stick with a heavier set. Trying to send some guys downfield. Let's dump this one off for Evans. Get at least a simple completion, get some amount of yards. But as we hit the 2-minute warning, it is 3rd and 12. As we're going to send in motion Parkinson. Fake the handoff. We don't get the leak, nor enough time to throw. It's yet again another sack. The Seahawks have invested a lot of draft picks towards their defensive line, and it's showing well as we bring out Brown to at least put 3 points on the board, make it 17-3. Got to come up with a plan for the second half because right now this offensive line is getting smoked. Meanwhile, the Seahawks offensive line is doing very well. Has limited pretty much any amount of pressure as DK gets another grab, though this just a gain of 3. And on top of that, Geno also having a really good game. He's been able to beat really all of our calls, whether it's been man, zone, blitz, no blitz. They keep getting the yards. And I do feel like Disley has been a pretty big part of that, with several big plays as we do send the cornerback blitz. They swing it out wide for their sophomore receiver, picking up the first. But once again there, we bring a blitz in the corner, slot corner spot, and Geno goes right after it. So maybe no more blitzes in this game as he finds the gap in the zone. Smith-Njigba with a juke, but not gonna get by Byron Jones with a touchdown saving tackle. All right, now Geno just carving up our defense. He has a fantastic group of receivers. Tight end looking pretty good as well. Running back Leroux looking good, but it's Okoronkwo with the sack. He had 2 in week 1. Didn't see him at all last week, but comes back here late on in the first half of the throw underneath. Big hit from Byron Jones. But Smith-Njigba holds on, and it will be the field goal unit with 10 seconds left in the first half. Trying to retake that 3-score lead. The dives come up short, and it will once again be a 17-point game. So we have a lot of work to do in this second half. And if I remember correctly, the Seahawks will get ball after the kick. So defense is going to have to come up big for us in this one. We could use a defensive touchdown for sure. But as we take a look around the league, what updates are we going to have? Once again, taking a look at San Fran, this time playing the Cardinals, as 49ers are currently losing 10-7, so it's a close game. Cardinals 1-1, 49ers 2-0. Next up, we will see, just a little bit south, the Chargers taking on the Patriots. Chargers up, trying to look for their first win against also the winless Patriots. Herbert having a much better game in this one. And lastly, we have, once again, the Raiders. Saw them last week as well. They're currently up 14-7, 1-1, taking on the 2-0 Broncos with a new quarterback. But it will be the Seahawks getting ball here to start the second half. Their defense, as mentioned, will need to come through for us. We need a quick stop and we need a touchdown from our offense. If the defense wants to provide the points, take that too. But we'll be starting at the 25. As an audible coming in here from Gino. Gonna scrunch it down to a tight look under center. Couple quick passes though, Disley wide open once again. We've just been leaving these tight ends completely to themselves. Though when we try running some man to ensure we have a guy on them, it's also not working out all too well for us. We will give it another shot here on 1st and 10. Gino to the outside. Will find Smith and Jigba. Byron Jones showing some frustration there with that hit. But it's probably one of our better plays than we've had in quite a while, as it's a gain of 0 on 1st down. Setting up 2nd and 10. Pass rush coming in, but they go deep. J-Ron Curse misread it, but luckily so did Smith and Jigba. And we're just one play from getting off the field here. With a 3rd and 10, they got 2 out to the left, 2 out to the right. Will be another pass. Gino going towards that corner. Lockett overthrown. Defense will get the stop with a little bit of luck. And as we get the second half underway offensively, we did find out that there may be a chance that we will see back Cam Akers. It was some small injury, some cramps happening as a throwaway on 1st down. Once again, pressure getting in his face. And if the offense continues to struggle to move the ball with Harold primarily, we might need Cam Akers back. Provided a great spark late on last week with a pass across the middle. This time it will find Quez Watkins trying to speed down the sideline, though not going to get by Diggs. Bumped out at the 45, but a massive 1st down. And one of the few passes we've actually gotten to Watkins. He hasn't been all too impressive as his season has opened up with us, though a nice run here to Evans. Evans, who was the primary backup last year, has kind of lost that role. He's splitting it right now with Williams, though. Obviously, Williams injured. Rolling, gonna find Tanyan with some blockers downfield, cutting up and picking up an extra couple of yards down to the 20. Offense starting to roll. Just need to keep that going as we're down to the red zone. Gonna go with some more play action. See if we could leak. No, they actually cover it pretty well. Let's roll. All covered well. We have not much of a lead blocker. We'll gain 2. Harold is not much of the runner, though. He has some mobility, as we'll stick with a heavy set here once again. In the pocket, gonna step up. Has a decent block there and will fake dive, fake slide, and then trip forward to the 5. As mentioned, he is not much of a runner, but he will do it if need be. As we have a 1st and goal with some good blocks. Evans tried to cut behind Noteboom, but yeah, you can honestly credit the tackle to Noteboom. Luckily, though, the offensive lineman not injuring our one and only running back remaining. As this is 2nd and goal, they send the blitz down the middle. Evans with a good cut. Just a gain of 1. But from 3rd and goal, can we overpower this offense? Or can we pop it over the top, looking for Tanyan coming across the defense? They cover it well, but instead DeGuara wide open with another touchdown for the fullback. As once again, we have not hired a new cameraman, because why are we doing this after the touchdown? A great throw under pressure that time from Harold, keeping DeGuara in bounds, and an even better catch. But that is exactly the kind of drive this team needed. Some momentum now going our way. There's an audible coming in here for Gino. It's going to be 1st and 10 now with trips out to that right-hand side. Keeping guys across the middle, though. They go out wide and throw it out wide. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like this team catching their groove a little bit. 1st and 10, let's try to send the blitz. We haven't been able to hit so far in this game. They pick it all up beautifully with a quick throw is dropped. Still taking the hit from J-Ron Kurtz. Once again, just one more play here needed from the defense. Need to get the stop. 3rd and 10, still at that 25. Gino and McIntosh in the backfield trying to set up the halfback screen. They do get it to McIntosh with some blocks out in front, and they send him down the sideline. Gotta do better there from the defense. Oh, you do have to appreciate the blocks from the big men out there. Really got out wide and set them up well. Though, it's going to be that offensive line that hurts them here with the quick false start. So they gain some big yards, then they lose some yards. 1st and 15. As they'll go with a handoff. McIntosh not going to quite get by Murray. Also the help of the big booty up front knocks him back. Feel like that's safe to say in a sportscast now that we have the tush push as a actual play call that people are using. Be 2nd and 14. Going right down the middle, Lockett with the wide open spaces and another 1st down. It's what Geno has done throughout this game, finding his receivers in some really nice pockets. Or just straight up beating the man as Rice stays underneath. He should have carried up with Njigba. Needed to get a stop here. We could allow a field goal because it still is a 2-score game, but would have preferred keeping it 10. As they're going to roll out to that side and overthrown Njigba. That should have been another touchdown. Not sure who got beat in coverage there. Don't know where Smith-Njigba was lined up. I know Adebo was on that side. Maybe it was even Byron Jones. Going back to Disley. Who'll get the catch. Gain of 6. But we have ourselves another 3rd down. 3rd and 4. We send a little bit of a blitz, and it does hit home this time. Ernest Jones gets the sack right down the middle. We will force that field goal attempt. But once again, the defense bends, doesn't break, just allows the field goal when they easily should have had a touchdown, especially when Smith-Njigba was wide open. But they'll make it a 13-point game. And as we take over on offense, we have time for one more play here in the 3rd quarter. We're going to try to set up that halfback screen. We do get it out to Evans, though great pursuit from Brooks. Just goes for a gain of 1. We're hoping to get the same kind of play that they got in their offensive drive. But as we start the 4th quarter, we're down 13, needing to make a strong push here late. And we're going to have to see some good play from our rookie quarterback, as it's 2nd and 9 to start the 4th quarter. Some more play action. Go with a quick throw, this time accurate to the sophomore receiver in Nakua and out of bounds at the 41, and definitely a late hit there on several Seahawks defenders. The refs don't throw the flag. But as they come out now with a double A gap look, we're trying to hit him over the top. We have Watkins at the sideline and is underthrown, was looking for a back shoulder. Instead, Tariq Woolen gets the pick. Really hoping that's not a nail in the coffin scenario. But it does put the Seahawks in a fantastic spot to try to run away with this one late. We need our defense to come up big. This is going to be a tight single back set here, though they make an audible at the line. Swinging it out wide. They have McIntosh that goes nowhere. Great tackle from Jaron Kerr, loss of 1. Oh, we just need these coverages and the quick tackles to be consistent. We've gotten beat in between zones a lot today. As it's 2nd and 11, another audible. Geno from the line, swinging it out wide. Disley holds on to it, trying to fight through the defenders, but Rice will bring him down. And on 3rd and 9, you got to get off the field here. Let's spread out the defensive line, see if that'll help us out a little bit. We need to get the quick stop across the middle. No, instead they go out wide. Disley takes a hit that definitely should have been flagged, but thankfully they don't call that one. And our defense will get the stop, so the offense has to get going here. But you could just really tell we are missing Corey Davis out there. He's definitely been our #1 guy. As we go underneath, luckily Diggs drops that one. If you're gonna throw that one, you have to throw that earlier. As Cam Akers does come back here late in the 4th quarter. He will get the carry. Burst down the middle, only net 6. No, that is 6 more yards than we had on 1st down, as it's 3rd and 4. Need to convert here. Who's going to get open? To the outside, Quez Watkins bumped at the top of his route, but wasn't going to be a catch either way. And late on in this game, still down 2 scores. You have to go for it here, even though it could be extremely costly. 4th and 4 back at our own 30. Needing the 1st down here. We go across the middle, and it's another bad throw. Call it an arm punt, as Tariq Woolen gets his 2nd INT. Bo Harrell definitely just not settled in that pocket. He's gotten hit a lot today, and it's showing on these throws. With a stretch, McIntosh nowhere, tackled at the line. Now, I was hoping we wouldn't have to make any changes to this offensive line after we saw them perform really well against the Chargers with 2 premier edge rushers. They just haven't had it this week. With a throw to the outside. Should have been a pick from J-Ron Curse, but it goes over the top and now 3rd and 1. Luckily, Blockett did have to come back to get that catch. Could have been a whole lot worse for us, but a 3rd and 1. We'll send a little bit of a blitz. Bumped and should have been a quick sack instead. Smith and Jigba with the first down to the 30. Gino's just done it to us all game, and at that point you figured you kind of got to send the blitz just to try to help us have the advantage in the run game, but they go with a pass. It works well. Now technically, if we do give up the field goal, it's still a 2-score game, though it would be 2 touchdowns with 2 two-point conversions needed just to tie, send this thing to OT as they continue marching down the field, draining the clock. What this team needs is an interception or a forced fumble here, as Geno Smith will go with another pass, setting it up across the middle. Instead, it's a Lockett touchdown, and that might put this game out of reach. Plus, on top of it, they're trying to make it a 21-point game, going for the 2-point conversion. Geno Smith again making an audible or a check, something that's been working out well for him so far in this one, but it's Okoronkwo with the sack, 2-point conversion denied. We'll take a miracle here at home to claw our way back in this one as we're down 19 with 3.5 minutes left. We'll throw it out wide. Tanyan gets the grab. No, he drops it. Plays we cannot afford but are happening. 2nd and 10, Harold. Play action, send some guys deep. One-on-one, Claypool. Not gonna squeeze it. Great play from Witherspoon. The receivers definitely haven't had it today. Really missing Corey Davis as it's 3rd and 10, needing a first down. No one is open. No time to wait as a sack comes in, 4th and 22. Pretty much have to concede it at this point. In today's game, the Seahawks just purely outdueled us. Geno Smith was at the top of his game. I felt like we did pretty well against the running game, though it doesn't quite show there. Luckily, Rice will get the tackle. But overall, felt like this team just came out really flat, really missed our number 1 receiver in Corey Davis on offense. Defense just continually got a play that almost should have probably been a face mask call there on Byron Jones. At least by the look of the tackle, as we do hit the 2-minute warning. But yeah, the defense just got outdueled. Geno Smith, we saw it throughout this game, just making audibles, little hot routes as the game moved on at the top of pretty much every single play. And we just didn't see our defense make the adjustments. Disley had a fantastic game. I mean, the receiving group here for the Seahawks is absolutely phenomenal. They have at least 3 top starting guys at receiver. As Geno Smith actually going to look to rumble. We'll take the hit, 4th and inches. And when they got into situations like this one with a 4th and 1, every time we dialed up the blitz, they would just find the perfect pass to beat it. So, it's unfortunate that we don't get the stop, as that is very fitting. McIntosh shucking off Jones, picks up the first down, and will seal this game up. So our quest to get a win versus the Seahawks still continues. I mean, at some point, you just got to give them a round of applause. They played about a perfect game, as perfect as you could get in the NFL, winning 29-10. Team's got to come back stronger and better next time out. Now, in between games, I think it's time to hit that film room. And by hit that film room, I mean while I'm editing, and really take a harsh look at this offensive line and see who's giving up all these pressures, all these hurries, and who's giving up sacks. I'm going to start keeping a tally off to the side, and we'll see who's the biggest problem for us up front. Because clearly we need to make a move. That's about 2 out of the 3 games so far where we've just seen a whole lot of pressure, and it's really throwing off the passing game. We have a rookie who can move around, though he's primarily a pocket passer. So we need to keep him clean. We need to give him a pocket. As we move forward, let's finish by taking a quick look at the trade market and see what offensive linemen are currently on the block. So right now, looking for some guys who could possibly develop a little bit. There is a Steelers defensive lineman, Dan Moore Jr., listed at left tackle. Whether they stay at that spot, who knows? We could definitely move some things around. He only has 1 year left on his contract. If we do want to go after another young guy who doesn't have to go very far and has a little bit more time left on his contract, Jamari Slayer from the Chargers, he's also on the block. At guard, left guard, there is Ezra Cleveland from the Vikings, and I don't remember in real life if he was actually injured on this the last game, because he was not playing, so I don't even know if even in real life if he's actually still starting. He's 26 years old though, but he does still have 2 years left. The only other options I don't really think would be great. So there is Ezra Cleveland. And I was going to say there was maybe an option here, but not really. Ed Ingram, if he forces fumbles on his own team, I don't want him. And then at right tackle, the only other option would be Nicholas Petit-Frere. I don't know. I feel like his play is very all over the place, and I don't really think we need all over the place. So there's maybe a couple different guys on this line we could go after, primarily over on this left side. Dan Moore, Jamari Slayer, and then potentially Ezra Cleveland. So those are the guys on the market, though maybe we could also take a deep dive on some teams and see what our other options actually are. But I'll definitely be keeping a tally during the film room sessions and seeing who's giving up the most amount of pressure, because the offensive line, I feel like, is definitely holding back this offense, though we definitely missed Corey Davis out there. The other receivers haven't quite gotten the job done. They're good second guys to go after. Quez Watkins has been very slow out the go, so we'll see what we end up doing with him, and if we end up even switching out Watkins for the sophomore receiver in Nakua. I feel like he played a decent game out there when given the opportunity, and also the overthrows hurt him as well. So that's all for things to come. To make sure you don't miss out, hit that bell icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the subscription button. They do the same thing. Subscribe to the channel. And you also need to make sure that you're hitting that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series posted every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, with the state-only challenges, the Virginias currently, which you don't want to miss tomorrow's episode, the start of the playoffs, as we finally make it in Season 4, oddly enough, with Geno Smith coming back to the team. Fairly ironic, considering we just lost to him with the Seahawks today. But for that series, typically every Wednesday and Saturday, though with the playoffs that could change, we play one game per episode or watch one game per episode. And if we win and you guys get that video 50 likes, the next round will be posted tomorrow. So how many videos you guys want to see this week depends on, one, if we win, and two, if you guys get the like goal. So make sure you check out tomorrow's video. Be notified if you hit that bell icon. So until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow, but we'll see you guys for the Bears on Thursday.